Today we're here at Ewood Park, the home of Blackburn Rovers. But it's not just Blackburn Rovers that we're looking at in today's programme, it's the amazing Jack Walker. Not only is he renowned for being a businessman, but he's also well known for being a football fanatic. So I'm here outside the Rovers store. Inside is jam-packed full of Blackburn Rovers memorabilia. Let's go and have a look. Here we are at the Memorial Walk, which was set up in honour of Jack Walker. But not only just Jack Walker, all the fans that have pledged their allegiance to Rovers. Maybe they're gone, but they'll never be forgotten. Here I am at the Memorial Garden that was made in honour of Jack Walker. It was unveiled in November 2004, and all his fans pay homage to this very garden. Himself.
Nothing flash about him, nothing at all. He was a normal, he was your neighbour if you like. And what you see with Jack is what you get, and if you didn't like it, then tough. And that's one of the reasons why I admired him. Very, very proud man, very honest man, very determined man, and a winner. And Jack, whatever he'd done, wanted to be successful at it. Whether he was playing cards, whether he's doing his silly little games with his coins that he always used to do for us in the dressing room, he wanted to win. But more importantly, he wanted to win for Blackburn, because that was one of the most important things in his life. He'd spent so much time and energy and cash putting Blackburn on the map.
As fucked up as it all may seem.
In 1992, Jack Walker became the owner of Blackburn Rovers. He promised to make Manchester United look cheap. He broke the world transfer record when he bought Alan Shearer for £3.6 million. Blackburn were becoming bigger and bigger by the day.
Breeze drifting on by.
He bought a team of international superstars under the guidance of Dalglish. If Kenny wanted a piece to fit the championship jigsaw, Jack Walker would find the funds. Money really wasn't the object. Almost weekly, a new top-quality edition was unveiled. Rovers fans were loving it. Some of Britain's finest, served up by Uncle Jack. What was Blackburn Rovers like before Jack invested all of his millions?
Well, I've been watching the Rovers since 1962, which is obviously quite a long time. And at that particular time they were in what was then the First Division. In 1966 they got relegated with a record low points total at that time of 20 points, I think it was. And from then on they descended to Division 3 at that time, which would be now the Division 1, I think it is, Third Division. And been to places like Halifax and Shrewsbury and Tranmere watching them, and and from there gradually they gained promotion a couple of times to the old Second Division, and then we went into playoffs, I think it was about 3 or 4 times from 1986 to 1989, and then rumours started circulating of investment coming from Jack Walker, so it was they'd been struggling at times for money, definitely. You had stories of them training down at Pleasington, etc. So they were in dire straits on no money in the club at all.
And what did he promise to put into the club then?
Well, when, as I said, when the rumours started circulating around that he was going to become involved, what I think his initial plan was to redevelop the stadium, Ewood Park, and he did want it at Ewood Park, though other proposals were put forward at the time of different areas to build a new stadium in. Jack wanted it at Ewood Park, which was really important to the fans, I think. And so the plans were put in place for that. He also wanted to develop a premier class training ground, which he did do down at Brockhall, and obviously then he also wanted to fund the playing staff, a new playing staff, and manage, you know, a manager's quota to build them up as a squad and as a club.
So was it an exciting time for this multimillionaire businessman to take over the club then? How did you feel about that?
Well, it was wonderful, and I mean initially there were rumours that circulated around of the manager at the time. I think it was Don Mackay who was the manager, going in for what were international players at the time, and nobody quite believed where they were getting the money from. And certainly those players sort of, I don't think either believed that there was going to be that level of investment in the Rovers, so they declined to come at the time. So there were lots of rumours going around, and obviously people became very excited because, you know, the rumours were talking about all this money that was going to come into the club and so on. So hopes were built, you know, hopes were built very high at the time.
When did you find out that Jack Walker was going to be the owner then?
I think it was about, forgive me if I get the dates exactly right, but I think it was about 1989, 1990, and that's when the money started to come into the club. And I think one of the first things he did was they bought one or two players for sort of minimal amounts of money at the time, say 500,000 or £1 million, which was significant in Rovers terms, but not in terms of the global football thing. So that was the initial stage. What he had to do was change the manager, which he did, you know, by bringing Kenny Dalglish in.
Right. And did you think Blackburn then would be as big as what they are?
I think nobody in the right mind would have anticipated that sort of about 6 years after Jack taking over that they'd be Premier League champions. And they went from the playoffs, where they beat Leicester at Wembley, in the playoffs, to finishing fourth the next year, and then the second year they finished second, and then the year after that they actually won the Premier League. So the rise was absolutely meteoric, and you know, obviously nobody would have anticipated that at all at the time.
And do you believe that it's all the accolades, etc., due to Jack Walker?
Jack Walker was the foundation, obviously, with his financial input. But one of the other things about it was he was committed to this thing. He had the dream of seeing Rovers at the top of the tree because he was a local lad. You know, he'd built his own business up into the mega business it was, from wheeling a wheelbarrow around town with bits of steel, and you know, that's where he made his money initially, and it grew from there. So yeah, his dream was to see the Rovers at the top, and he saw that come to fruition within the space of 6 or 7 years.
Great, okay, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, you're very welcome. Been a pleasure.
A new life.
Unfortunately, on the 17th of August 2000, Jack died from cancer, aged 71. Before his death, he had put in place a family trust structure for his businesses, including the club, which his family continued its success until the year 2010.
I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree.
Out of all of the owners
You know
and chairman
how I
of Blackburn
feel.
Rovers, Jack Walker
It's a
will
new
always
dawn.
be known as the
It's a
best
new day.
and
It's a
the
new
biggest #1
life
fan. Thanks for watching.
me.